Most of us don't live with beautifully designed walk-in closets lined with custom shelves and shoe walls. We have a simple setup: one or two rails for hanging clothes and a dresser or chest of drawers for everything folded. But limited space doesn't mean disorganized space. With intention and a bit of structure, our dresser drawers can be neat, functional, and easy to use every day. In our last episode, we looked at organizing the clothes in your clothes closet. In this episode today, we are going to look at organizing your dresser drawers. Welcome back to Reinvention Queen. Now, folks, organizing doesn't just make your dresser, your closet, or chest of drawers, storage baskets look and function better. It helps to develop discipline and consistency, which are foundational to success. Possessing skills is great. However, without discipline and consistency, the skills may go unused. In all areas of life, try to find a system that works for you. You're not seeking perfection. You're paving the path for a more intentional life, one where you're able to keep your word to yourself. You know, we often will try to keep our word to other people, but we need to also keep our word to ourselves. One where you can declare your desire, chart the course, and stay on the path. We tend to make lofty New Year resolutions only to forget about them in a few days. Now, the simple repetitive tasks of keeping an organized clothes closet and dresser drawers or storage baskets, whatever you're organizing in, will go a long way in creating the momentum it takes to keep on task day after day. Organizing these seemingly inconsequential areas reinforces the mindset that, I'm capable of following through, and it will set the ball rolling. When I conducted personal development seminars and an attendee would say to me, I will try to implement what I've learned today, it would become clear to me that they were giving themselves the option to quit instead of just saying, I will. Doing equals achieving. So you have to say, I will do this no matter what, and then keep the word to yourself. Boredom and down days are the days when consistency will matter most, because you can just follow your system. Get up, make the bed. Continuing to act keeps you moving till full momentum returns. Organizing and building systems remind us that we are the ones responsible for the results in our lives. Deliberate repetition results in mastery. It trains your mind to keep going. So, as simple as these tasks may seem, they create order where chaos once lived. And order is where progress starts. So, they're just simple, but as I said, just daily tasks, small tasks. When you open your drawers and they look organized, you feel better. It's easier to find things. I'm just going to show you also an easy way to organize the drawer that you keep your panties in. Now, it's nice to start with some paper, either scented or unscented, to line the drawer. Now, this dresser is, it's probably slightly over 200 years old. So the drawers are extremely narrow, as you can see. So for me, folding, the smaller the fold, the better. However, if you have lots of room, you can fold accordingly. I'm just going to show you a couple of ways. So these are just white cotton. They're all white because all the other colors are not 100% cotton. And we'll talk about why it's important to wear cotton, especially in the tropics. So for folding, you could fold like this, and then just roll. Yes, and place it in the drawer. Just, you could do it like this and roll. See, it's a little longer this way. So for my drawer, I choose even a shorter one than this, and you would just place it in the drawer. And for these small drawers, where I want to get 2 rows, I do that to make it smaller, that, and then roll. So as you can see, this way is really small. As a matter of fact, I think it will stay better in the drawer. It won't move around as much if instead of folding it in half again, you roll it that way. That way it doesn't come undone as easily. So you have, you know, if you do it like that, or like this, or like this. As I said, the shorter the better for this small drawer. Okay? So the thing is just to do them all the same for uniformity in your drawer. So if you want a really small one, yeah. You know, once upon a time when you bought Hanes or Jockey, you were certain to get all 100% cotton. Now, it may say 100% cotton, and then when you get it, it's only the gusset in, you know, the crotch. That's cotton. So with these ones here, these are Hanes full high cut, and the white comes in cotton, and they're very lightweight, you know, for the tropics. So depending on where you live, so you see, you can layer them. You can layer them and have more room. So when you're all done, your drawer would look something like this. I wouldn't incorporate the ones I just bought, which I use for the demonstration, into the drawers yet, because anything you buy, please remember, wash them thoroughly before integrating them with your other garments and before wearing them, because you never know what the conditions are in the factories where they're produced. Normally, I wouldn't even have them on any surface. I would just open them and put them directly into the soapy water for washing before doing anything else, because you just never know what might be on the stuff that you have just purchased. So this is what the finished product would look like. You just incorporate them. You can do layers. Back here there's some shapewear and a couple of slips, and the rest of the underwear will just keep going in. And you can do them in colors, and there you have it. So when you open your underwear drawer, it's nice and neat and easy for you to see what you have there, because even if you layer, you know, you layer the whites, you layer the blacks, you layer all the colors, you know, the colors present a problem with, you know, if you're conscious of dyes and stuff like that. So if you're using colored underwear, remember to wash them, even maybe twice before wearing them, to get rid of more of the dyes. Also, try to wear cotton underwear. even if you don't live in the tropics, cotton underwear, or at least a cotton gusset, because polyester, anything that is the synthetic, is going to hold moisture. And even the bras, don't just throw them in. Just fold the straps in, fold the bands in for a neater appearance. Have your strapless maybe together, and your sports bras to one side, and your all the things that you may use, like strap extenders, or the extra straps that you get that you can wear with your strapless bras, all of that stuff in there, and you will have a nicer, cleaner, neater looking bra drawer as well. So someone has said to me, about organizing the t-shirts, about how difficult it is for the t-shirts to look neat, or to fold the t-shirts. Well, here is the way I learned from watching Martha Stewart many, many moons ago. And it's very simple. You find maybe the midpoint of the t-shirt and you just pinch it. Find a midpoint in the middle of the, in line with the shoulder point, pinch that. Find a piece at the hem in line with the midpoint and pinch that. Don't let go of anything, just hold it there. And then when you lay it down, you flip it over and the t-shirt is folded perfectly. Now, don't worry if, it's not about perfection, actually. Because, once you wear t-shirts, they tend to stretch. And so you're not going to get the perfect shoulder on used t-shirts. So don't worry about that. Also know, if you can leave it like this. However, sometimes when you leave it like this, if you're going through all the t-shirts looking for another one, see what happens? And sometimes, the shoulder drops out. So a good way to avoid that is to, remember, midpoint shoulder, midpoint beneath shoulder, and this is the part that gives trouble sometimes. Just pick up here, just the way you pinched everywhere else. Pinch the hem in the same line. Bring it around, don't move, don't let go of anything, and then fold it over. And that's it, very simple. Now, if you don't want everything moving, just fold it again like that, right? So it's not about, getting a perfect fold, because, with used t-shirts, you're never going to get the perfect fold, so don't frustrate yourself. And that's it for folding the t-shirts. Tank tops, well, they're easy to fold. Just, well, I find it's easier starting with the back, with the back up, the back facing up. Just fold it over like this, yes, and then you can do that and that, and you have the tank top nicely folded. If it's the fabric type of tank top, you can still do it the same way. You don't want to hang them because I mentioned in the last video, we try to keep our cupboard not too crowded, so it's good to fold some of the stuff that can be folded, and you just, there you have it, your tank tops. Camisoles are very easy. They're, just, well, what I do is put the straps in. Just put the straps in and then fold and leave it like that. But if you want to, you can fold it again, or you can simply roll it, and if you roll loosely, you won't have any extra creases. So you have your tank tops, you have your camisoles, you have your tank tops, and you have your t-shirts all nicely folded, and you just place them in an organized fashion. You can put all of your camisoles together, all of the tank tops together and all of the t-shirts together in one set, like in rows in your drawers. And that way you can fit more, it looks neat, it is organized, and you can just leaf through and find the color you're looking for. You can just go through like this and find the one you're looking for. You don't have to make a mess each time you're looking for something. And so there you have it, an easy way to organize the drawers that you keep your tops in. I know that's another thing I take for granted. Perhaps, if you have two drawers, two long drawers in your dresser, the top one could be for tops and the bottom one could be for bottoms, pants, shorts, jeans, exercise wear, that sort of thing, and just organize them accordingly. Find your method that works. If you have a chest of drawers and you have a lot more drawers working with, then you can have even more categories and fit more clothes. Remember that synthetic fibers, although they may resist shrinking and stretching out, and so the underwear will last longer and hold its form better than many of the natural fibers, polyester and lycra are less breathable than natural fibers like cotton or bamboo. And so heat and moisture can become trapped, especially in tight-fitting underwear. This can increase the risk of fungal or yeast infections, bacterial overgrowth, odor buildup, skin irritation, rashes, and the dyes and the chemicals in the chemical finishes can, worsen irritation in sensitive skin. Now, the synthetic fibers also shed microplastics during washing, which has environmental and perhaps some long-term health implications, because some synthetics may contain residual manufacturing chemicals and even may contain endocrine disrupting compounds. So in order to reduce these negative effects, it's best to choose, if not 100% cotton or not a fully cotton garment, to at least have the cotton-lined gussets. Avoid very tight fits for long periods. Change underwear often. Reserve, the synthetic underwear for short-term use, special occasions. Wash all new underwear before wearing to remove as much chemical residues as possible. And if you're going to wear a blend, consider using blends with high cotton content for everyday use. Synthetic fabrics like lycra and polyester, when worn tightly or for extended periods, may increase heat, moisture, irritation, and infection risk, especially, as I said, in the sensitive areas. So for daily wear, breathable natural fibers or cotton blends are generally healthier. So always try to find a style that you like made in the most natural fabric that is possible. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please like, share, subscribe to the channel, and drop me a line in the comment. It helps to the algorithm to take my videos out into the general YouTube population, because apparently they test it first locally before they send it out into their YouTube verse. And so your support is appreciated, and so drop a comment or like, share, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye-bye.